a lot. Well, the ducks normally arrive at this time of day. Hi, first flight. Real Bella, yes, of course you can. Hi, first flight. Hi, real Bella. So, we're waiting for the ducks to arrive. I hope they arrive, because my bunny, don't know if you can see him under there, he really likes he really likes to play with the ducks, and they usually arrive at this time. So I'm just waiting to see, because it's really nice to see him play with the ducks. Yeah. I mean, we're not supposed to have ducks in the pool, but they poop, you know, that's a health hazard. But my giant bunny is kind of lonely, and he needs that interaction. Yeah, it's gross. It's like they poop in the pool and I'm playing in the pool. So I'll often submarine slap the ducks out of the pool. You know, like swim underwater, like I don't, it's fine. But I put a short video up of Bino playing with ducks, and his personality changed overnight. It was like he got the confidence to just start owning the place. You just see him lying down under there, just watching me. Just waiting for them to arrive. Normally they come at around 5 o'clock. They're usually within 10 minutes. I don't know. They haven't arrived yet. So I'm just waiting. Anyway, while I'm doing that, I just oiled my face so that I can do some lymph massage on my face. My trusty hammer. Okay, I'm gonna chance getting in the pool. It's cold. That's why the ducks like it. The ducks come because it's a cold pool. If it's heated, they don't really want to get in. I'm thinking I might do it. The camera's wobbling because you're in the jacuzzi, so it's bouncing around a bit. Try again when I'm brave enough. I don't know. I'm just not feeling well. Hey baby. He's enjoying a bum yum. Bum yums. Well, it looks like the ducks didn't come today, huh? You know why? It's the weekend. I think, oh, here they come, they're coming. See? The ducks have just arrived. The ducks have just arrived. Okay, so let's see if they, look at this. He's paying attention to the ducks now. I'll see if I can zoom in. Ooh, Bino, the ducks are here. You can go play with them now. He's like, what up? Bino, the ducks are here. I'm not allowed to go in the pool now because while they're here, I don't want to disturb them, so I'll do any handstands or anything, but I just want to keep an eye on what Bino does. I got them arriving, and what time was it? 5 minutes past 5, so still in the pool. Oh, they just hopped out. It is above my head, up there. Hi Mike. I'm still feeling really rough, but it's okay. My next oncology appointment is Friday, and I'm feeling pretty secure. Where did they go? I can't see them. Oh, right, let me see if I can zoom in on these guys, right? Above my head, right? There they are. Check them out. They're watching me in the tub, and they're a little bit like, And there's Bino. Oh, look! He's gone to see the duckies. See? He wants to play with the duckies. Good boy, Bino. Oh, Jesus, they come to see him. They come to see him. The ducks are coming to see Bino. Oh my God, look at that. I'm hiding behind my purse, so they theoretically can't see me, but they know I'm there. There he goes. He's gonna go play with the ducks. Oh. Yes, he is a giant Fleming. No, he's a New Zealand actually, sorry. He's a New Zealand giant. I'm just gonna move my purse out of the way. Oh my god, I'm so glad I got this on live stream. Yeah, he does swim actually. He doesn't enjoy it though, yet. I haven't got him into swimming yet. He'll float in the bathtub with me. He fell in the koi pond the other day and he was not impressed because it was stinky. I couldn't get the smell off him for 3 days. I had a giant rabbit that smelled like fish. It was gross. Look at him. Are you happy now, Bino? Are you happy? He's happy now. Oh, sweet. I'm trying to hold the camera still because it's bobbed about in the jacuzzi. Ooh, crap. Okay, let me sort this down. Seems to have slid. Oh no, that's it. They've gone. I'm sorry, Bino. I scared them off. I'm sorry, baby. Damn it. Okay. I think they saw this little radar tower here in the jacuzzi and got spooked. So I'm just gonna do a handstand next to Bino. How about that? Yeah? I'll do a handstand right there. Alright, baby. I'm sorry about that, baby. He's so upset the duckies are gone. But anyway, where was I? So, I'm in here fighting cancer. It's really strange because I have absolutely zero fear with this illness at the moment. I don't know what I want to talk about. I came online because I just wanted to show Bino playing with ducks because he's just been looking forward to that, and I'm really proud that he got a moment. Now he's like, where are the ducks? I might just get in the pool. so mad. Anyway, he's upset his plate's left. So anyway, there's a lot going on with me and I don't even know where to start. There's an inside knowingness to what cancer feels like that you only know if you're experiencing it. He's sitting on the island, right? Check this out. There he is. He's got his wee tail up and he's sitting on the island. This is a lookout post. He really wants the ducks to come back. They're done. So, okay, I can see him in here, which means I can have my back turned. But I need a nozzle. I need the jacuzzi nozzle. You can see me. I can see you. So funny. Let's move my purse out of the way. Well, I'm glad the ducks came. Oh, this is interesting. So, on my face, my complexion is improving. There's a mark there, which is a lymph node diseased. There's a strange mark on my nose, which was something else that was coming out on my face. And there's a few marks. I mean, I'm not worried. I just look at the signs. I'm just checking out what Bino's up to. Bino. Just go see. Oh, there you are. I see. I have to watch the Beano. Bino. Come back, Bino. He wants to go indoors. He literally wants to go indoors right now. I guess we got the ducks. On camera. Anyway, complexion on my face just to see. This is the external expression of what's happening on the inside of my body. And I know that I'm looking pretty healthy, which means that my immune system is actually killing the cancer. Because what happens is it tries to run away from the immune system and ends up stuck in my face. So I end up with these lesions that pop up and they leak on my face. A bit like acne, but it's not technically acne. I see him now. He's coming back. Bino! Bino! He's so done. He wants to go indoors. Oh man, I feel so bad. He wants to play with the ducks and he's gone. Oh, Bino. Here he comes. All right, babe. I'm coming back now. He's Bino. Oh, Bino. Come back, Bino. Come on. He's like literally waiting at going, can we go home now? Can we go? Can we go? Oh, no. He's one lucky rabbit. That's it. Come on. Come out. Good boy. Good boy. He's like, if Mummy won't take me home, I'm gonna annoy her and sit in the bushes. Oh, there he is. You just want to go indoors now. You had enough. You're tired. You just want to go indoors. Hmm? You just want to go indoors now. You got to play with the ducks a bit. I know, you wanted more. I love you, baby. The ducks have gone in for the evening. Alright, so you gonna let me play for a bit, or you just want to go in? Hmm? Nah, he wants to go in. I needed more time. Alright, going in. So okay, I'm gonna get my stuff ready to go, and let's walk in together. going back in the basket. Where's good boy? Okay, I'll just turn the jacuzzi off a second. I'm gonna tidy up the area. Okay. Good night, Mike. Right. Is this fully... Oh. Now it's zoomed out. Okay. So... this is a little difficult. I haven't left anything. No. Okay. So... I didn't want to talk about... my cancer journey today. I just feel so crappy. Just wanted to enjoy myself. But it's okay. The pain I'm in is pretty constant, and the only relief I get is getting in the pool, because the cold shock, for some reason, takes pain away. Right now, I have liver pain, and I'm unable to sleep at night anymore. I wake up in pools of sweat. I was so drenched. I literally thought one of the bunnies had peed in my bed, but it was me. I was sweating that bad. All right, Bino. Okay. Just need a bit of a break. So what I'll probably do is I'll make it indoors, drop Bino off, and carry on play. Maybe I'll go back and hit the jacuzzi again and do some alone therapy. I enjoyed it with Bino, but I have to, you know, I have an eye on him. There's the koi pond he fell in. So he fell in, went for a surprise swim. Oh, thank you, Tosh. Tosh, it's good to finally see you on the stream. Yeah. And maybe it's a reflection of my energy. I don't know. Both my bunnies are pretty calm. I give them a lot of reassurance and let them expand their personalities. It increases their confidence, you know? All right. So this, I'm just hurting a lot. All right, we're nearly home. We're just across, literally just across the pond. So Bino's a little excited all of a sudden because he's seen a cat. Yeah, you know, so 3 nights ago, I didn't think the cancer had made it to my liver, but it has. So I was a little scared because I was like, oh, these intermittent signs are real. It's in my liver, and I couldn't sleep. I was feeling like, well, I was a bit scared. So picked up Bino, took him to bed with me, and he knew there was something wrong with me, and he stayed with me and cuddled with me, and he lay on my belly, kept my liver warm, didn't move, and it was huge comfort for me. I think he knows that I'm not well, so he knows, and I've a lot of healing work on him. When I first got him, he'd been in a cage all his life in a meat farm. Here's his mom tattoo. Ready? There's his meat farm tattoo. Right. So he'd never experienced love. He couldn't hop, and it took me 3 days to get all the fecal mats out of his bum. So he couldn't hop. So what he would do is he would just pound on his butt, and it was a really sorry sight to see. And then he discovered he could hop, but he was very weak. So what he tends to do is he sort of falls over a lot, and he'll wobble around when he's trying to clean himself. He'll wobble and fall over. And it's partially a neurological thing because there's some kind of compression in his spine, so I had to work that out. I had to give him some chiropractic work, and then fix his muscles, like his psoas muscle was atrophied and his hamstrings were atrophied. So I've been working on strengthening those, and now he hops around the pool and he's looking for ducks to play with, and he's growing in confidence, and he's turning into a happy bunny. So I'm really, really proud. I'm really proud of him. And he's paying me back. He's paying me back by cuddling me at night through my pain. It's pretty bad at the moment, but I'm not scared now because I know I'm fighting it. Yes, Bino. No. Bino. He's like, no, I don't want to go in. I'll play with the animals. Are there any more ducks? He goes, are there any more ducks? Okay, we're nearly home. Let me just put the camera there. I'll take you in. Guess what? I put the live stream on, and it arrived on time, and I got them on video. Well, I was very happy. I might go straight back to the pool. Yeah, I just brought him back. He was getting a bit upset because the duck left. So I'm going out a bit longer. So I think I'm just going to jump back in the jacuzzi. I don't know how long my phone camera has. I could just check my weight a second. Unfortunately, the pain of eating makes it hard for me to eat. So I'm losing weight a little bit too fast. Let me just test what it is today. I'm just gonna check. I'll go and myself in the clubhouse. I don't think there's anyone here. Good, it's quiet. Okay, it's quiet. Okay. I'm losing about 2 pounds a week now, and it's not from trying, it's because it's just painful to eat. Like even the smallest amount of food. And then I can't bear it. So I just weighed myself, I'm 117, so across a couple of days I'm not really going to notice a difference. But week by week it's a couple of pounds a week, and I think my line limit before things start to get really difficult is if I hit 105 pounds, I'm going to be a little stressed. So I've got about 4 weeks to somehow stop the progression. And I'm not scared that it's progressing. I'm scared that it's progressing. How can I explain it? Okay, this is pretty. Right. I'm gonna see, I'll stick you in the pool with me again. I didn't want to take Bino indoors, but I needed to focus on alleviating some of this liver pain that I'm going through at the moment. Right. So I don't know where I want to start. Honestly, if I tell anyone I have cancer, their immediate reaction is something very uncomfortable, because I'm not scared at all, and apparently I should be, but I'm not. And they don't know how to react with that. It's just kind of weird. My husband is terrified. I have 2 close friends that I talk to, and they are just, how can I put it? Like, the cancer word itself is so terrifying to people, and I reassure them, you know, I don't feel like I'm babysitting people's emotions, because I'm not going to do that, but I know what this feels like, and it's something that's very individual for every person, whatever their fight is. And when you know your body well, I feel like I'm the navigator of my body. So however long this was growing in me, how many years or whatever, my cancer was growing probably for years, and it was fueled by stress, chronic stress. And there was something else as well that was fueling it. My immune system was blind and it couldn't see it, which is why it just continued to grow. And eventually the symptoms just became unavoidable, that there was something really wrong. And somehow my brain put together all the sensations from everywhere in my body and realized something was really not right. And there's this knowingness that comes from those sensations. You know what the inside of your body is not supposed to feel like. So you intuitively, well, for me, I'm going to say from now on, my perspective. So I feel that something isn't right. What do? If you have an itch, you scratch it, right? Well, the itch is the body, so how do you scratch it if you can't touch it, you can't poke it? It's buried deep. It's inside an organ. It's wrapped around something else. So I'm focusing on the sort of itchy, scratchy areas inside my belly, and I'm like, I wonder if I tense this muscle or if I stretch this leg, if it's attached to it. So you do the odd stretch and you feel it twinge, you feel it kind of tear a bit because it has a different texture. So your muscle's it has a lot of tenacity, and your healthy tissue has tension and tenacity, but disease tissue is clumpy. It feels clumpy. It feels like hamburger meat, and it feels dense, and it feels just wrong. Like you've got this plaquey buildup in there that's clumping and growing and feeding on your energy and making you fatigued. And I was like, okay, I have to stop this now, because this is going to kill me if I don't stop it now. It's interfering with some organ function now. So I go into the jacuzzi and I start pummeling parts of the cancer with the jacuzzi, and the sensation is different. It's so different. It's like, wow, I want to do that again. And did I really feel that? So the sensation I'm getting is your skin is like a trampoline. It has tension. You pinch it and it pulls back. And the jacuzzi jet nozzles are battling, vibrating these different interfaces of your organs, which are smooth. Everything's smooth. And so the directions of those vibrations and sound, vibrations and pressure waves, they reflect and they transmit. But when they hit cancer, they absorb into this mushy tissue and break it up. And it's the weirdest sensation to feel something inside you break up. And on one hand, that's kind of dangerous, because now I've got this little fear that, okay, I've just broken up this cancer and now it's free to go somewhere else in my body. That was kind of part of the plan, because then I realized you can control the amount you break up. You break up just enough to activate the immune system to get it seeing it. And then the immune system goes in and it goes crazy, programs itself, it does antibodies or something, and it reproduces and auto clones, and it goes, those are prison break guys, go get them. So even cancer runs elsewhere to the body, which it does on my face. It sort of pops up in these lymph nodes and then grows into these weird, like almost like skin tags, but they're really sore, like ulcers on the inside of my mouth. And I'm like, oh, that's gross. It feels kind of nasty. But that's the immune system tracking it wherever it's gone in the body and then attacking it, so it swells up when it does that. So I was like, oh, actually now that gives me a sense of less fear, because now I know that my immune system can chase it down and stop it. So the strategy became to start baffling in the jacuzzi, breaking it down, and any escapee cancer clumps, they were going to get chased down by immune system. That was the strategy, and it was working to a point when I overdid it one day, and I spent 5 hours, because I was like, what if I do more? What if I do more? And I spent 5 hours in the jacuzzi one day, and I sent so much like debris into my body to digest, that my immune system was completely overloaded, and I ended up with this just like painful cancer itch all over my skin, everywhere. It started on my legs, and then it progressed, and it went into my abdomen. It was on my inside of my elbows, and it was like my immune system couldn't, bloated with the cancer cells that they had gone around and digested, they couldn't escape my body fast enough. So they started to come through the skin, and I felt like a cactus. I felt like these immune cells have got stuck in the skin, and they settled like sand in the skin, and so the itch is kind of, you can't see through it. It gets worse at night, and it was just impossible. So I found the way to deal with it was to massage with a polypeptide lotion, which preserves the skin barrier and moisturizes the skin enough so that it becomes very flexible and allows these salts, it feels like salt coming out of the skin, to pierce their way through the skin, leaving like these little red pinpricks. So you massage off down to get rid of the itch, but you realize, looking at your body, it's like, oh God, I've got this strange rat, looks like little pinpricks everywhere, and it's literally like immune debris coming out of the body where it couldn't be cleaned up fast enough by the liver and the spleen. So now I've got a routine where I'm like, okay, don't do 5 hours, that's too much, that overloads the body. But 2 hours works for me, so I do 2 hours a day. And then what happens is, overnight, my liver kicks in to metabolize all the immune cells with the cancer debris that they've absorbed. So my liver transforms that into little packets of stuff that it can reuse elsewhere, like fuel, you know? It's using it as emergency protein. It's like I'm digesting the hamburger in my belly and I'm using emergency protein, so there you go. So anyway, that's my understanding of what's happening in my body, and that's what I'm feeling. And I know that everyone's cancer journey is probably be different, or they'll feel differently, but that's why I have no fear at all, because I'm like, my body knows what to do. I'm just enabling it. So I'm doing the infrasound vibration to baffle it, to, you know, break up the clumpy cancer, and then my immune system can circulate and do its job and clean up. But if I do too much, I really suffer at night. So, oh wow, it's foggy tonight, and the moon's out. So I don't know. The lighting's really weird here, and you're bobbing around. Oh my god, I look pretty weird. Maybe. Okay. So, back in December, beginning of December, I was 147 pounds. And then I suddenly started losing weight. I think in January, I was 126 pounds. And now, where are we? First week of February. Now I'm 117 pounds. So I'm losing about 2 pounds a week, and it's because it's really hard to get nutrition in me right now. Every time I eat, my liver really hurts, and I'm just trying to think of ways to describe the liver pain, because, you know, I just realized people don't know what it feels like for a painful liver. That's weird, right? It's like, oh, my liver hurts. Like, who talks like that? I first started I would say, I've had attacks of liver pain throughout my life, throughout the last 10 years for sure. And I just kind of grew used to it as something that happens now and again. So it would happen, like, funnily enough, usually after Thanksgiving. You know, usually after you had a big blowout meal and several days in a row of leftover foods of the same thing. And then for some reason, my liver would just be like, crapping out on me, and I would end up with this agonizing pain at 3 in the morning, and it would feel like this swollen kind of size of a golf ball stuck in my liver, and I would say to the doctor, oh my god, I had a liver pain last night or whatever, and then they'd be like, oh, do some breathing exercises, and they would show me how, and that wouldn't really help because by now I felt like I was hit by a train. And on a couple of occasions they tested my blood, and sure enough there was a liver injury, and it was showing up in my blood as something, I can't remember what it was. And I was like, well, what does that mean, a liver injury? And they're like, oh, it'll heal, it's fine. Your liver gets injured sometimes and it will heal. So I just thought that that was normal, every now and again to get liver pain because you ate too much, or because you ate the same foods in a row and it was just too much for your liver to process. So when these symptoms start changing, I didn't put it together that it was something really bad. Now the liver pain feels different, and I'm going to describe what the difference is. This is going to sound really weird. So I would notice that after eating certain food, and I started thinking, was this a food allergy? Was this a food sensitivity? The certain foods would bring on the liver pain. And I didn't realize at the time, when your immune system is doing that to you and it's giving you sensitivity, your immune system is telling you that it's stressed, that it's doing something that it shouldn't be because it's stressed, and you have to listen to that. And I didn't listen to that. I didn't listen to it for years. And I just thought it was a food sensitivity, and I avoided gluten, and I went on a low histamine diet. And it mitigated it, but the symptom kept coming back of this liver pain. Finally, I was diagnosed with MCAS, which is, by the way, it's on the cancer line. It's known to mutate into 3 different forms of cancer, one of 3 different forms. And I had already had the telltale signs of cancer, but somehow the doctors didn't put it together. I'd had a tumor removed from my duodenum, which was extremely rare, and they didn't do a biopsy on it. A rare tumor is removed from my body and you didn't do pathology on it? That's weird. But now I'm under the care of an oncologist who diagnosed me with MCAS, and the crisis that I was in was, let's stop the weight gain, because I was just gaining weight so fast because the liver pain stopped me from eating real foods, and the only thing that could go through was carbohydrates. So I'm effectively starving of nutrition, which making me more hungry, and the only food that can go through that can be digested easily is carbohydrates and sugars. So I just started blowing up. I started getting like really moon face and my energy crashing, and the oncologist told me, we just need to get this under control and get your gut like working again. So I spent a good 6 months doing that, trying to get my gut back to some sense of being normal, which I managed to do by eating really well, like high nutrition diet, high nutrition diversity, you know, and the liver pain seemed to subside. So I thought, was it, you know, I'm going to be cured of MCAS. I'm going to be in remission of MCAS. A couple of bumps there on my forehead. I can see them now. A bit sore. See, what that is the immune system erupting again. Anyway, I achieved stability last year, and I thought, oh, I'm okay now. And the oncologist signed me off for 6 months. He was like, you know what, I don't need to see you for 6 months. We'll just keep a check and make sure that you're stable. And that's when things started to turn bad. So in the last 6 months, things started to rapidly change. I started limping, had a lot of pelvic discomfort, pelvic pain, and the liver pain just didn't seem to be there anymore. But I noticed that I was having a lot of walking distances and walking up hills, and I was developing a limp that didn't seem to be coming from pain. It seemed to be coming from some lack of motor control, some lack of nerve control, like some lack of strength, a weakness, this pervasive weakness. And I was getting really chronically fatigued, and I was feeling permanently anxious. Like, I was diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder, and like subconsciously I knew something was wrong, but I didn't have the words or the confidence to go to a doctor and say, I really think there's something wrong. Please, can you find what it is? Because I don't know how to articulate it. And that gave me anxiety, not being able to ask for help, because I thought to myself, if I go to the doctor over some little subtle symptom, they're just going to shut off as, oh, it's part of your anxiety, or it's part of, I don't know, it's part of stress at work or something. So I didn't go. And then suddenly the liver pain started again, and it was bad this time. It was more, it wasn't as acute, it was subtle. So as an example, I would drink a hot drink, and as soon as the hot drink touched my stomach would react, especially if it was a cold drink actually. So if it was extremely cold, like iced drink, or extremely hot, I'd get the same reaction. And it wasn't a pain from the stomach. It was, as soon as that liquid touched my stomach would go, "Ah," and something on my stomach couldn't, "Ah," with it. It would just kind of stay stuck. So my stomach would squish, and this would so there was this horrible tearing sensation every time I drank anything really hot or anything really cold. And talking about the kind of pain that's like, you drink something and then all of a sudden it's like, it's really slowly kind of tearing away. Just the grossest sensation. And my husband sort of looked at me like, are you all right? And I'm like, yeah, just look at that. It'll go away in a second. It's gone. And that would be it. And this would happen, I don't know, like every other day, once or twice a week. This strange pain that was really sudden, but it would be over once it had torn itself. And I had, in my brain, in my body, my brain is going, I know what that is. That is not right. That's something on your stomach that is not replicating the way muscles move. And every time your stomach squishes, it's tearing. That's what my brain was thinking. But who's going to believe me? Is a doctor going to believe me? Can I go to a doctor about this weird pain that, I don't know. So I didn't go. But this pain got worse, and it started to affect me with food, not just hot liquids. So if I ate too much, so if I ate more than a handful, if I filled my stomach up, I would just be in agony, because my stomach's going, we're just gonna do this. And it would be like, tear, 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 tear. And I'd just be in agony. I couldn't eat. And so I started losing weight, because to get food into me was really painful. And I've been losing £10 a month ever since then. So I was 147 pounds 3 months ago, and I'm now 117. I lost 30 pounds. Is that right? 30 pounds. December, January, less than 3 months, I lost 30 pounds. Look at me. Like, I've got nothing left to lose, and I'm still losing weight because it's so hard to get nutrition into me. So anyway, that was the stomach pain. And by now, I signed off work. I went on medical leave because there was something really wrong, and I couldn't get myself heard in front of the right doctor. I go to the doctor and they would order tests, and the tests come back normal, and they're still coming back normal. It's really crazy. It's like, I'm really sick, a lot of pain, and the tests are still coming back normal. But guess what? I saw the MRI. And in the MRI, the cloud wraps around a few of my organs, not just one. And I see the shape of my organs, and I can see this cloud invading. And this is what really got me thinking. I'm not a radiologist. I shouldn't be looking at, and I shouldn't be seeing what I'm seeing. So maybe the radiologist will see that, and that would just be me, like, validated that something's wrong. The radiologist came back 2 weeks late. Unremarkable. There's nothing wrong. I'm just like, what do I do? No one's going to believe me if I tell them there's something there. No one's going to believe me. So my quality of life in the meantime has I think one of the main symptoms I didn't talk about was I got so used to it, I couldn't poop. Literally could not squeeze my butthole. So, and I just thought, you know, sometimes it doesn't work. And over the course of the year, it got worse and worse, to the point where if I'm full and I have a sensation that I'm full, but nothing's gonna work, I'm gonna have to dig it. And so I'd go in the bathtub and I'd put a pile of tissue paper on the side of the tub and I'd be like, I'm just gonna dig this out. You dig out a pebble at a time. And I noticed that the pebbles weren't coming out pebble shaped, they're coming out like butter scoops, like a teaspoon of butter. They come out butter scoop, as though my rectum isn't like that, it's like that. And the only way the poop can come out is through the side, through this butter scoop, this little spoon of butter. So I told the doctor this. I told all of my doctors this. I told my gynecologist, I told my primary care physician, and they were like, it's not going to kill you. Like, literally, they just didn't take it on board that this was my quality of life that was now in the toilet. So, and I was mad by now. Now I'm losing weight and I still can't poop, and it's just terrible. And one of the funniest things was, I would all these handstands by the pool. So one of my old stunt friends texted me. He's like, hey, do you want to come out and play? We go to a hotel together, and we can hire a hotel room, and then we can use the pool and do stunts in the pool. And I was like, yeah, I'm down. I'm totally down for that. So the next day, the day before, he texted me and he's like, are you ready to go? And I'm like, yeah, just one thing. I said, I just thought I'd let you know, I need to use the bathroom to dig my poop out my ass before I on into a swimsuit, because yeah, I don't exactly have a butt as tight as a duck's butt. I can't control when I poop, so I need to kind of dig that stuff out twice a day. So before we go into the pool, I just thought I'd let you know that this is what I have to do in the bathroom, and I make the bathroom for an hour at a time. Oh my God. He was like, oh, okay, you have your chores to do before you come out. Okay. And I said, no, chores are chores. This is what I do before I put my swimsuit on. I have to dig my butt out. And Bone went silent, and he never texted me back after that. And I was just laughing my ass off, because I thought, in all the years that I've been predated on by guys that oh, we're just going out on a stunt date, we're just gonna play, but really they want something else. And all I had to say was, I can't poop, I have to dig my bumhole out. Just totally puts them off. They run away from me, and I just find that hilarious. I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. You want a healthy young girl to play with, and I'm not that. I am an old crone who can't poop. No one's gonna dig my poop out for me. Do you know what I mean? I just find it so funny. So I wasn't sad about it. I wasn't disappointed. I was enlightened. I was like, wow, that's I was totally down for playing, and I thoroughly scared him off. I thoroughly ruined his day. I can imagine him like, what? So anyway, I'm using these live streams as a method of finding my words. I'm finding my words so that when I see the doctor next, I've got more tests coming up. I have a colposcopy next week, which is where they take a 6-inch needle, they go through your uterus into your belly to collect some clumpy material to find out what cancer is. So they know it's cancer, they just don't know what subtype it is. And it's very likely to be stage 4 anyway, because it's pervasive throughout my body. So this week was kind of funny because I saw the hip surgeon and once again there was another 6-inch needle, and he says, so I'm going to use this needle and I'm going to try and aspirate some fluid for testing. I'm like, okay, stab it away. And he pokes the needle in and I'm like, yeah, poke harder, poke harder. And he was freaked out. He was like, have I got the right spot? And I said, yeah, it really itches so bad right there. And he said, I can't get any fluid out, there's no fluid. And I'm like, that's because I'm in the jacuzzi every day, baffling the edema, so there's no swelling. And he was like, oh, okay, well, we tried. Yeah, I said, it really itches in there. And he said, okay, another 6-inch needle. I'm gonna pump you full of lidocaine, and you've got hours to play with your hip and follow up with the surgeon and tell him what you think. I was like, okay. He sticks this needle into my hip, 6 inches, this long. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's it, right there. Oh, it's so itchy. And he says, all right, okay, I'm injecting it in now. And I'm like, great. He says, okay, done. He said, now I want you to move around and play for a bit and see how it feels. And he walked out the room, and I had these medical shorts on, which was funny. They were like a 44-inch black plastic shorts, like a baby diaper. And so I got off the table and immediately my face, because my leg wasn't working. It was like, oh, damn it, the nerve's working. So he put lidocaine in there, but it effectively blocked the nerve, and I couldn't figure out how to get dressed because I couldn't balance, I couldn't move my leg. It was just like, it was being a jerk. So anyway, I managed to get out of there, and I'm on my disability buggy and I'm heading home. It's all good. And I get to the pool and I'm like, great, I don't feel any pain. I can't use my legs. I can't balance because I can't use my legs. So I can't do a handstand because I don't know where my leg is. I can't control it. And if it flops down or whatever, and I might smack my toe on the concrete because I can't control my leg. I was like, damn it. So anyway, I got a sense that the pain relief was temporary. It was only a couple of hours. It was supposed to be 4 hours, but I couldn't really do anything with it. Then the next day I had to have blood drawn, and the blood draw proved it was normal, which was kind of funny because I was like, I look so healthy, right? This is what it looks like when you're fighting it. When you are healthy, you are fighting it. So theoretically, there may not be any sign of it in you because you are fighting it, right? So I was like, it doesn't bother me. It's not frustrating to me because I know now that the doctor's hands are tied. They can't request a specific, definitely not a PET scan, until you have the check boxes of the symptoms that you're supposed to be suffering. Well, now I am. I'm really sick. So I'll be able to go to my oncologist next week and say, yeah, you couldn't palpate any lumps last time I saw you. Well, now I know where they are. Here, here, and here. And I'll be able to put his fingers on the spot and say, here are the lumps. I can feel them. And by the way, I want a scan on the MRI because I can see something in there, and I'm not a radiologist, but I can see something in there not supposed to be there. I know what organs look like, and I know where the organs are, and this is kind of not any of those. It's material that shouldn't be there, locking me up. It's strangulating my corneal. So, I'm fully confident that I'll be able to direct my oncologist to get the right test next week to find it. And what's most likely to happen is a PET scan and another surgical biopsy, and that'll be that. They'll see it. You'll be able to see it on a PET scan. It will show up. The good news is the amount of fight that I've been doing, I have literally felt the masses inside me shrink. So by the time they do the PET scan, it'll be interesting to see if it has shrunk in a number of places, because when you compare it to the MRI, it's huge. So I think timeline of by the time I get the PET scan and from the original MRI, when they do a comparison, it'll be really interesting to see some realization from the doctors that I've actually been fighting this, and that's why I'm not scared. Because I've been through really bad pain, and what I'm going through now is comfortably below my limit. I'm in a lot of pain, but I'm below my limit. So I've got a lot of bandwidth to deal with a lot more. So I'm okay. I've been through worse. So the thing that does concern me is the liver pain, because that is ongoing now, continuous. And the liver pains are really hard one to describe, because I described the stomach pain to you. The liver pain kicks in after eating. So the stomach pain happens first, and it's excruciating, and it happens while the stomach is mulching away. And the liver pain kicks in afterwards, around 2 hours after eating, and then it just gets worse and worse and worse. And with every single meal, without fail. Doesn't matter how much I eat, how small I eat, because every time the liver is activated to excrete, those excretions cannot pass through my liver very easily. So I feel like my liver is a bunch of grapes, if that makes any sense. So all the little ducts that are trying to excrete are backed up, and I feel like I have a bunch of grapes under here, and if I just gently move it around, it really does feel like a bunch of grapes in my liver. Oh, it's like just it's kind of nauseating actually. So I've been using the jacuzzi to relieve my liver by using the bubbles. I don't want to call it bubbles because it's jet flow, and the bubbles is just a result of cavitation. So when the water pressure is compressive, decompressed, whenever you get the decompression, it's called cavitation, and the oxygen, the gases dissolved in the water, come out of solution into a bubble. So that's what bubbles are. It's the cavitation, the change in water pressure, if you think it's vibrating a lot. And that vibration, at the trough of the vibration, so you've got high pressure, low pressure, at the trough of that vibration, it's like it creates these bubbles. So if you think about it, what happens if you baffle your diaphragm under here? You baffle it with the jet nozzles, and you combine it with a girdle exercise. I call it a girdle exercise rather than breathing exercise, because breathing exercise implies you're doing it with your lungs. But a girdle exercise is everything here. And I'll show you it. So I'll just see if I can. Right, okay, so I'm going to start again. I'm going to fill my lungs up. Let's see if we can show you from the side. This is my liver here, and this is where it's painful, right there. So I'm going to try and give it a massage, and I do that by using the muscles to gently squeeze it and roll it so that it's rolling and it's milking my liver out, if that makes any sense. So your liver excretes things all the time, but if it's suffering with inflammation, that needs to be milked out. You can't massage it, so you're going to milk it out by causing this gentle squeezing it out. So I do it like this. Right, so breathe in, suck in my belly button, and then push down. And if I combine that with the jet nozzles baffling here, creating motion, it gets the sticky inflammation out of my liver. It helps me unblock it so that when I eat, I can excrete those metabolites that are necessary, and I don't suffer as much pain. So that's how I'm fighting. That's how I'm fighting cancer right now. I'm trying to look after my liver, because people don't die of cancer, they die of liver failure. And I'm used to liver pain, but I know how to manage it. And I'm helping my liver by massaging it, doing the muscle. Right, ready? Breathe in and stretch the diaphragm, stretch all of this out. And then press. Downwards. So I've just given my liver a good squeeze and a good milking session. The moon is pretty. I'm just going to jump in the pool one last time, and then I'll head in. Go. That was really refreshing. So I'm going in now. I've done enough babbling about crap. The trouble is, the jacuzzi always makes me feel so much better. I just want to stay out here. And then I stay out here too long. And then I pay for it. If I do too long in the jacuzzi, I get really ill. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to wrap up now. Okay. I just wanted to play. So bad.